Don't come to the wedding, my mom texted. You and your kids just make things awkward. My brother responded with a laughing emoji. I replied, then you won't need my card for the venue. The group chat kept buzzing with laughter, oblivious to what was about to unfold next. I don't remember exactly when my mother stopped treating me like her daughter and more like her personal bank account. But I can tell you the exact moment I realized it was never going to change. It was a random Tuesday. I was in line at the pharmacy with my youngest kid sick at home, a $140 antibiotic in my hand, and my phone buzzed with a notification from the family group chat. I opened it expecting some update about the wedding, Jenna's wedding, which I had been helping organize, fund, and emotionally carry for the past 6 months. But no, there was no greeting, no explanation, no warning. Don't come to the wedding. You and your kids just make things awkward. My thumb froze mid-scroll. Then Jenna reacted with a laughing emoji, and then another. Megan followed it up with Elmio chill mom, like they were all in on a joke. A meme popped up. Some girl being kicked out of a party. It wasn't just hurtful, it was surgical, deliberate, like they had planned it. I stood there in the pharmacy holding medicine my insurance didn't fully cover. Realizing I just spent over $4,000 in the last few months helping Jenna with deposits, fittings, rental cars, even the damn floral arrangements. Not because she asked, but because I wanted to be included. Because I thought maybe this time things would be different. I replied once. Then you won't need my card for the venue. No one took it seriously. Megan sent a crying, laughing gif. Jenna posted a photo of her wedding shoes. My mom said, we'll figure something out. Don't make drama. I muted the chat. What they didn't know, what they never bothered to pay attention to, was that the venue contract was in my name. My credit card was the one they used for the initial $3,000 deposit. They didn't even show up to the first meeting. I did. I took time off work to sit there with the coordinator and walk through catering options and scheduling because Jenna was too stressed and my mom didn't want to drive across town. The next morning, the venue coordinator called me. I recognized her voice before she even said her name. Hi, Chloe. I just wanted to check in. Someone from your party tried to make final payment, but it didn't go through. And since you're the primary on the contract, I asked a simple question. If I wanted to cancel the event, could I? There was a pause. Then she said yes. She even sounded like she understood. I canceled it on the spot, and then I made a new reservation. Same date, same time slot, different event. A quiet vow renewal for my friends Carla and Denise, 2 women I've known since college who'd eloped during CO and never got the celebration they deserved. They didn't believe me at first when I offered to fund the whole thing. I told them I needed a reason to feel good again. They cried. By noon the next day, Megan texted the group chat. Why did the venue say the booking was canceled? Then Jenna jumped in. What is going on? They still didn't message me directly. That night, I got a text from my stepdad, Rick. Your mom is freaking out. I told her this was going to happen. You've done too much for them to be treated like this. I just want you to know I'm sorry. I'm on your side. Rick had always been quiet, but he saw everything. I caught him more than once slipping Megan gas money or whispering to my mom that maybe I shouldn't be the only one paying for things. He's not my biological dad, but he's the only father figure I ever had. The only one who helped me move when I got divorced. The only one who came to my son's soccer games. The only one who actually noticed when I lost 20 pounds from stress last year. I told him he didn't have to get involved. He replied with something that shook me. If she doesn't start treating you better, I don't know if I can stay in this marriage. I've had enough. That was when I realized this wasn't just my fight anymore. They thought I'd play the doormat like always. Smile. Follow it. Write another check. But they had no idea what was coming. They thought I wouldn't do anything. They didn't know I already had. By Thursday morning, the group chat had gone quiet. It was almost funny. 2 days earlier, they were practically choking on their own laughter, sending gifts and inside jokes, and talking about me like I wasn't in the chat. But now, silence. Not one message asking what happened. No one admitting they messed up. Not even Jenna, who had the most to lose. I waited. Not out of revenge. At least not in the beginning. I was curious. I wanted to see how long they'd pretend everything was fine. They knew the wedding was canceled. They had to. Jenna had been obsessively checking that venue's Instagram for weeks. Her stylist followed them. Her florist tagged them in a story. There's no way she missed the announcement when the venue publicly posted that a new private event had been added for October 19th and that it was no longer her wedding. So, they said nothing. Friday came and went. Nothing. Then Saturday morning, I got the first real crack in their little performance. Megan messaged me directly. Hey, random question. Do you know why the venue said our event is no longer on the calendar? Jenna's freaking out a little. A little. I didn't respond. A few hours later, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was the florist Jenna had hired. He sounded confused. Said someone named Angela, my mom, had tried to pay the final invoice, but the deposit hadn't cleared. Asked if I was still the point of contact. I told her no, I wasn't involved anymore. Then I blocked her number. By Saturday evening, Jenna cracked. She texted me, Megan, and my mom in a new group chat titled, Rebuild the Plan. Like we were launching a military operation. Her first message, I'm done playing games. Someone better tell me what the hell is going on with my wedding. Then the call started. I ignored them. I finally picked up when my mom called the house phone, something she hadn't done in years. I figured it had to be bad. She didn't even try to ease into it. No apology, no acknowledgement of what she said. Just accusations. You sabotaged your sister's wedding. How could you be so petty? I didn't answer the way she expected. I just asked her a question. Was I even invited anymore? He tried to spin it. Said it was all a misunderstanding. Said I took her message too literally. That she was stressed. That she meant I should come later, not miss the wedding entirely. She blamed Jenna. Said she was hormonal. Then she blamed me. Said I was being dramatic. I hung up. That night, Rick texted, You okay? Just checking in. I told him the truth, that I wasn't sad. I wasn't even angry. I just felt done, like something in me had finally shut off, and I didn't want to turn it back on again. He asked if I had time for coffee the next morning. We met at a quiet place downtown. He looked exhausted. Said he'd been sleeping in the guest room, that the house had turned into a circus. My mom was furious. Jenna was hysterical and Megan was trying to play peacekeeper while secretly blaming me. Then he leaned in and said something I never expected. If your mom doesn't change, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. I didn't marry her to watch her destroy her own daughter. I didn't know what to say. Rick had never spoken like that before. He was always the peacemaker, the background guy, but now he was pissed. He told me Jenna had spent the last 2 days calling every venue within 60 miles. Everything was booked. She finally found a place, a low-budget banquet hallway outside of town. The kind of place that smelled like frozen lasagna and had plastic chairs that squeaked when you sat. She had no choice but to take it. And the only available date, a Wednesday, 2 weeks later. I laughed. I couldn't help it. Rick smiled a little. Then he said, I told her not to expect me to pay a dime unless she apologized. She said I was being manipulated by you. I asked him what he said back. He just shrugged. I told him, no, I'm finally paying attention. By Sunday night, Jenna had updated her Instagram bio. It no longer read October 19th bride. Now it was almost Mrs. Two Hearts. I scrolled through her feed. Half the vendors had vanished. The makeup artist canceled. The photographer was booked for the new date. They acted like everything was fine, but I could have told them the truth, that it was never going to be fine, that they'd crossed a line they couldn't uncross. I stayed silent. They thought I was just hurt. They didn't realize I was done. The new venue looked like a bingo hall from a cheap flyer. Jenna didn't post pictures, but I saw it. Megan tagged the wrong account with a blurry photo of the entrance. Beige walls, folding chairs, wobbly round tables. The ceiling had yellowed tiles, and the stage had a fake floral arch, dusty since 2014. Their dream wedding was now a Wednesday at 6 p.m., squeezed into a 3-hour slot, yet they pretended it was all part of the plan. Rick called me the night before their final walkthrough. He sounded exhausted. Your mom still acts like she's not at fault, he said. I told her I meant what I said. If she can't own up, I'm out. I asked if he meant out of the wedding. He said, no, out of the marriage. I didn't say much, just listened as he explained how long he'd seen this coming. He used to think it was just old tension between me and my mom, that I might have been overreacting. But after the venue fallout, he saw it clearly. How fast they cut me out when I wasn't useful anymore. He tried talking to Jenna too. It didn't go well. She called me emotionally unstable, said I'd been making her wedding about me from the start. He called her spoiled. Jenna screamed, called him a traitor. By the end of the call, Rick said he felt like he was living with strangers. The next morning, I got a long text from my mom. An attempt at reconciliation, I suppose. She said things got out of hand, that families fight, that I should come to the new wedding and move on. She even said they'd understand if I didn't want to pay for anything anymore. I didn't reply. At noon, Megan texted me privately. They really want you to come. We're trying to keep it together. That's when it hit me. This wasn't about me. It was about control. They weren't inviting me out of guilt. They were panicking, realizing how shaky everything was without me carrying the load. I texted Megan back. Tell Jenna she'll be fine. She just has to figure it out like I always did. Then I did something I hadn't done in months. I opened my banking app and checked all the auto payments. The bridal dress rental I'd fronted for Megan. The rental car Jenna used for decorations, still in my name. I scheduled the car's return for the next morning. The shared family phone plan. I removed my card and set it to terminate by week's end. They wanted independence. They were about to get it. An hour later, Megan called, crying. The car company had contacted her, threatening to tow if she didn't return it or pay up. I told her it wasn't my problem anymore. She asked how I could do this. I asked her the same thing. Then I hung up. That night, Rick showed up unannounced with a small box of my things, old photos, books, a sweater I'd forgotten. He said he wanted to return them before things got worse. Then he said something unexpected. I took out a $15,000 loan to get them through the wedding. He said it like it pained him, and it did. I didn't tell him he was wrong. I knew why he did it. He still hoped he could hold the family together, even as it crumbled. Before he left, I handed him an envelope with $2,000. He looked confused, like it was a joke. I told him it was for him, to ease the loan, not for Jenna or Megan. I didn't want him suffering for their mess. He just nodded, held the envelope, and looked more drained than ever. As he left, he said, I still think of you as my daughter. Just so you know. As he drove away, I felt something I hadn't in weeks. Not sadness, not guilt, just peace. The wedding happened Wednesday evening, under a gloomy, overcast sky. It rained around 4 p.m., stopping just long enough to leave everyone wet and annoyed before the clouds stayed heavy. I wasn't there, but I saw it all. Friends, cousins, even a vendor from the early planning sent me updates. They were confused, wondering why I wasn't there. Some thought I was sick. Others assumed I was traveling. They were really asking what happened. I didn't answer. I let the photos and stories trickle in. The venue was worse than I'd imagined. One long room with tiled floors, the kind you clean with a push broom. Half the guests arrived late because of the odd timing. A third didn't show. The fluorescent lights buzzed. The cake melted. No backup speaker, so the music kept cutting out. Megan tried shouting over the noise to cue the dances, with no MC. The highlight? The bouquet toss ended when an uninvited ex-friend of Jenna's, brought by another guest, caught it and yelled, "Too bad the groom's still texting me." It caused a scene. Jenna ran to the bathroom. The music stopped. Some laughed, others tried to smooth it over, but the damage was done. Rick texted me that night. It was a disaster. Just thought you should know. I didn't reply right away. The next morning, I sent. He tried. That's more than they deserved. He called, said Jenna was in denial, and my mom blamed bad luck, claiming the rain killed the vibe and people were jealous of Jenna's confidence. He sounded tired, but his voice had shifted. Then he told me something new. After the ex-friend incident, Jenna and my mom dragged him into the venue's kitchen and blamed him, said he invited the wrong people, didn't control the guest list, didn't pay enough, didn't step up. That's when he snapped. You don't get to blame me for this wedding, he told them. You pushed away the only person holding it together. Chloe did more than any of you, and you burned that bridge for nothing. He said Jenna's face went blank. She didn't get it. Thought I skipped the wedding out of spite, not release. Mom stayed silent, walked away. Rick left that night, refusing to clean up their mess. Then Jenna texted, accusing me of seeking attention. I didn't reply. 2 days later, Rick said he was done, packed, and moved out. He'd handle the loan, but wouldn't live where he was villainized. He named me a beneficiary on his insurance, saying I treated him like family. Soon, Megan asked for car rental money. Jenna emailed about maxed out credit cards from the wedding. No apologies, just strategic desperation. I didn't respond. Rick said they were unraveling, trying to return dresses, begging vendors for refunds. Mom acted like nothing was wrong. Then she asked Rick if I'd forgive them. He said trust, not forgiveness, was the issue. Mom texted, saying I can't cut off family. I replied I wasn't cutting them off, just stopping funding my own mistreatment. She didn't answer. They kept asking for money, car repairs, rent, even Mom's hair appointment. I said no. Their messages turned panicky. Rick revealed Jenna blew through the loan, borrowing more from relatives. He offered to help Megan if she apologized. She refused. Rick moved into a condo, finally at peace. He said the loan gave him clarity. They didn't matter. I admitted I once thought I was the broken one, chasing acceptance. He felt the same. Jenna texted again. Please, I can't do this anymore. I didn't reply. Peace was not needing to. Rick told me about Jenna's second wedding, a proper one at a vineyard. He took another $15,000 loan to cover it, wanting a clean slate. I wasn't invited. Mom texted the family to move forward, ignoring me. Megan posted, round 2. No drama. I stayed quiet. Rick texted before the wedding, wishing I was there. I hoped it went well. It did, but the photos showed forced smiles. Rick left Mom that night. She didn't fight. He felt free, calm. I left $2,000 in his mailbox. He called, saying I didn't have to. I said he didn't either, but he did. He said I broke the cycle. Months later, Mom and the girls faded out. Jenna posted about growth. Megan moved home jobless. Mom shared fake positivity. Rick and I meet for coffee. He's happier, dating someone kind. We laugh about surviving it all. That first text, "Don't come," saved me. I stopped paying for people who never saw me as family. Now I just live.